Starting at the time of the government shutdown in October, PILT funding had been placed in doubt until this last week. That development paralyzed the county planning process across rural America. We spoke with Ryan Yates, the Associate Legislative Director for Public Lands for the National Association of Counties, by telephone to get a chronology of the roller coaster of events involving PILT.
It really began in October, at the beginning of the fiscal year, as counties began providing services to the public on the notion that the federal government would come through with that obligation. So as we moved through government shutdowns of last fall and into, the continuing resolutions and the larger appropriations debate in Congress, the idea that an omnibus appropriations bill would come together in the first part of the year provided what many thought would be an opportune legislative vehicle for funding of PILT. And so the counties across the nation, many governors, the Western Governors Association, countless members of Congress, both from the Senate and the House, really began putting a lot of pressure on leadership on both sides to use that omnibus appropriations bill as a way to fund the PILT program. Ultimately, that Sunday when we found out that PILT would not be funded, it really sent shockwaves through at least the local government world.
Most recently, PILT funding has found a home in the Farm Bill, at least for this year. And the next couple of days, the passage of that bill will allow many county officials to breathe a sigh of relief. But there is still the larger problem.
I believe that the county is too dependent upon an unreliable source of revenue. I don't have disdain for PILT per se, because I believe that it is the federal government's obligation, as long as they're expecting us to, as counties, fund certain expenses, they ought to be paying into the same system like property tax owners that are residential or commercial are. So I wouldn't call that disdain, but it does seem that we're too reliant upon an otherwise unknown amount of our general fund. It's about 15%, and that's a bit nerve-wracking.
When we